Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. It's been a busy Tuesday. We've got quite a bit of news from Hut 8. We already covered that with this morning's video. We're going to take a look at the miners, see how they did along with the markets. Markets were actually up towards the end of the day, and that's based on because Fed Powell spoke today and kind of, markets liked it. So markets went up. Bitcoin's miners were up a little bit. Some were down. Most of them were still down. Some were up, but Bitcoin was up and Ethereum were up as well. We'll take a look at that. And also, I've fallen behind a little bit on the production updates for the miners because I've been sick. So we're going to get into Riot, Core Scientific in this video, and then we're going to do another video possibly later on tonight that's going to be posted tomorrow morning with Hive. And then I think there's another one in there, Bit Digital that's in there, and Iris Energy, I think, as well. So we'll do that later on and get you guys all caught up. Okay, so as always, you guys know the drill here. Not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall for scam posts. And I'm investing in the following coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you enjoy this type of videos, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. So let's get into the markets here right now. The markets were up today. S&P was up 1.29% to 4163. Dow Jones was up 0.78% to 34,156. And the NASDAQ was up 2.12% to 12,728. Bitcoin also was up today nicely. It was up 2.11%. So it closed at 23,244. We had a high of 23,348. And we were low at 22,748. Right? Okay. So that was a good day on it. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart, see what's going on there. The RSI did come up a little bit here on the daily, but it's still much higher. The price is still much higher. If you go back on the RSI to up here, price at that point was only at 20,959. We have gone up in price while the RSI has been dropping down. So that's a good sign there, for me at least. On the 4-hour chart, we can see the RSI has come back up to about 56. Last time we were right around here was back here on Friday the 3rd. Bitcoin at that time was a little bit higher right now. So we'll see how this continues going forward. If we look at the 1-hour chart, RSI is on that one at 62. Last time we were at this point probably was right around here, which was also on Saturday. And price at that time was higher right now. So we'll see if we get a little bit of a reversal here happening or if we're going to continue to go down a little bit more. If we do go down a little bit more, it'll be probably to our support line at 21,300 roughly. And we'll kind of see what happens after that. But I think we may continue to go up, especially since what the Fed Powell said today. I think that's going to probably propel the markets going forward into the upside potentially. Okay. Ethereum, same story on them. They were up today 3.52%, so they did a little bit better than Bitcoin did. It closed at 1,671, hit a low of 1,613 and a high of 1,678 on that one. It is up a little bit now in the new day, not after hours. And if we look at the 4-hour on it, the RSI is at 61 right now. Last time we were back here, price was about even. Yeah, it's about even right now on that one, on the 4-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, we're looking at 63. Last time RSI was at that point was back here roughly. Price at that time was higher. So we're looking for a little bit of a reversal to happen where price is higher while the RSI is lower going forward. We'll see if we get that or not. Now, as far as the miners are concerned here, let's take a look at Annie. Annie was down today 1.16% today to 43 cents. Argo was down, Argo was up 2.26% to $2.72. Bitfarms was down 1.99% to $1.48. Bit Digital was down 1.99% to $1.48. I think the meds are having an effect on me. Bitfarms was up 2.8% today to $1.10. Cypher was down 6.59% today to $1.70. It has come way down from its high here, it looks like. It hit a high of almost $3. It was $2.90 here, and it's come back down to the bottom. Wow, it was down 43%, but it's down 41% from the high that it reached here in the last couple of days. So quite a big drop there. CleanSpark was up today 1.72% to $3.54. Core Scientific was down 1.46% to 34 cents. DigiHost was down 8.59% to $1.49. DMG was down 1.59% to 24 cents. Greenidge was down 8.07% to 74 cents. Hive was up 0.28% to $3.60. And Hut 8 was down 8.82% to $2.17. Excuse me. So it does appear like the investors weren't too pleased with the report with Hut 8 doing a equal merge, as they called it, with US Bitcoin. And from the comments that I've received on the video, it seems like a lot of you guys aren't happy about it. So we'll have to see how this is going to all work out. They are going to have a vote on it for the shareholders. We'll see if that vote passes through or not. Based on what I'm seeing with all of you guys, I'm not liking it. I don't know if it's going to pass. We'll see. Okay, Iris Energy down 3.39% to $2.14. Marathon was up 0.28% to $7.10. Mawson was down 5.16% to 54 cents, almost 55. And then Riot was down 1.2% to $6.60. Soluna was down 4.88 to 39 cents. TerraWolf was up 8.03% to 69 cents. So that is it. We also have TerraWolf, I think, reported their numbers as well. We'll have to get into those in tomorrow's video or another video after that, just to make it not as long of a video. Okay, so that's it. That's the miners right there. They all had it was a mixed day on the miners for the most part. Some were up, some were down. The news with Hut definitely didn't help Hut 8 out, it looks like, and we'll see how things go forward from there. So let's get into our first story here, which is going to be on Riot, or actually we're going to possibly do Core Scientific first. We're going to do Core because I got that all set up. So we'll do Core Scientific first here, and we'll get into Riot next. So Core Scientific announces January 2023 production and operational updates. There isn't that much in there. It is basically just one paragraph of their self-mining. That's what we really care about. I don't really care about their hosting. They are at 21.1 exahash with hosting and their self-mining. But their self-mining is the big one here. So Core Scientific's self-mining operations produced 1,527 Bitcoin in January. As of month end, the company operates approximately 166,000 self-mining servers, accounting for approximately 80% of its total number of servers and representing a self-mining hash rate of 17 exahash. They are the biggest. It's unfortunate they are going through Chapter 11 bankruptcy right now. And hopefully they can get through this. There's quite a bit of money being lent to them to possibly have them get out of this Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So we'll see if that happens right now. The stock is trading like it has possibly legs to do that. So we'll see. Okay, let's just take a look at the numbers that I do have for them. And let's take a look at it here. So shares outstanding is about 379,925,609 shares outstanding based on the market cap divided by the stock price of 34 cents. That's how we're calculating the share price. Their 52-week high was $11.49. Their 52-week low was 4 cents. Current hash rate is at 17 exahash. Future hash rate is about 17.2 exahash. So they're pretty close to being fully installed with the with the machines that they are going to get. So they are 98.84% installed right now. They got about 1.18 growth left. They have been growing like crazy this past year. They started at 8.9 exahash in April. They were a little bit lower than that even in January of last year. Let's see if we can take a look at that data there as well. Let's see here, unhide. So they were at 7.5. So they've grown basically over 100% in the year. So adding another 7, well, they added another 10 exahash basically almost so far, 9.5 exahash to be exact. Some of the other miners are having a hard time getting 1 exahash installed during the year, where these guys have done 10x that of others. So we'll keep an eye on them, see how they do, but they have been growing up as far as BTC production is concerned. They did have a little bit of a downtrend here in September, and then after that they've continued to increase their production each month, which is nice to see. Even with the network hash rate going up and everything else, they have been able to do that, so that's fantastic there. And their efficiency has been pretty consistent here as of September. They were at 93, 89 in October, 88 in November, 91, and 89 now in January. So this is their BTC per exahash, how many they're getting. And they've been pretty consistent on that going forward, even though their hash rate has been increasing as well. Okay, and I expect this number to fall for a lot of the miners as well. A lot of them are getting close to the 103, 105 BTC per exahash. But as the network hash rate increases, the difficulty also increases. That's going to drive the efficiencies down on all of them, I think. But they're still lower than some of the other guys that we cover here. So Bitcoin hodl, they don't hodl anything, at least not reported. It looks like they're selling everything to try to stay on float. Now, it looks like they generated about $30.9 million in revenue for January based on having mined 1,527 Bitcoins. That is an increase of 6.41% over last month, Bitcoin production-wise. And Looks like they sold pretty much everything because they didn't report any HODL on that. So for January, we installed about, looks like 13,000 miners, the 100 terahash miners here, to get them to the 17 exahash that they are now at. Prior to that, they were at 15.7 in the last month of December, so that is a pretty good increase there. And that is it. They only have 2,000 more miners to get installed, it looks like, based on what that was reported going way back to last year, or whenever they reported that, December 2021. They had a bunch of orders going in, so they're almost there. As far as institutions are concerned, did decrease a little bit here to 185 from 187. Shares also, number of shares decreased a little bit to 100 million from 101. Percentage owned did decrease as well to 26.81 from 27.22. And as far as analyst estimates for the price target on the shares, it went down to 4 hold from 5. So we lost, it looks like, one analyst on it, but they're saying 50 cents for the high, 38 cents for the average, and 25 cents for the low on it. Okay. Now, based where they are right now, with the revenue for the current quarter possibly being around 93 million, if Bitcoin just stays where it's at and they don't grow any further and network hash rate stays where it's at, we're looking at them possibly making about 357 million for the last 4 quarters. The prior quarter ending in December is an estimate. We haven't received those results yet, so that's an estimate that I have. And we'll see how close I am to that, but that's kind of what we're looking at here. So 50% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at possibly with a P of $29.41. This is if they were to get out of Chapter 11. But them being in Chapter 11 right now, there's a lot of unknowns, so the stock price is highly discounted right now. And then if we get to 75%, which Bitcoin I think would have to get to like 35, 40,000 in order for them to reach that kind of efficiency, then you're looking at about $14.11. But if that happens, each following month and quarter should generate even more income, so that should possibly raise them up as well. So they're, with Core Scientific, it is a gamble if you invest in them right now because we just don't know if they're going to get out of Chapter 11 or not. With all that being said, if they do get out of it, we'll have to see where shareholders end up as far as how many shares are out there and everything else. There might be a lot of dilution happening as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. But other than that, they're the miner to beat right now. Okay, so that's it for Core. Let's take a look at Riot here. Riot is right there. Okay, so Riot announces January 2023 production and operational updates. There's quite a few things to go over here. So Riot produced 740 BTC, an increase of approximately 62% as compared to January 2022 production of 458%. So that's a pretty good increase there. Riot held approximately 6,978 BTC as of January 1st. So that's their HODL position. They also sold 700 BTC, generating net proceeds of approximately 13.7 million. And they had deployed fleet of 82,656 miners with a hash rate capacity of 9.3 exahash per second. That's right now, I think, the second best. Marathon is getting close to that if they get their sites energized, but this is obviously the second best here. Riot's deployed fleet excludes 17,040 miners that are offline as a result of damage to Building G from the severe winter weather in late December in Texas. So we covered that when that happened, when they reported that. And it does mean approximately about 1.7 exahash that's still offline that could be added to it. That would get them to about 11 exahash for that. Some other things here. So as previously disclosed, some sections of piping and building F and G were damaged during the severe winter storms in Texas in late December, impacting approximately 2.5 exahash of our hash rate capacity. Repairs have been ongoing in both buildings, and we have successfully brought building F back online, representing 6 exahash of impacted hash rate capacity. We are thankful for our team's progress despite difficult weather conditions and are evaluating several options to bring online the approximately 1.9 exahash of hash rate capacity still affecting in Building G. So about 1.9, I said 1.7, pretty close to that. Unfortunately, as a result of this damage, our previous announced target of reaching 12.5 exahash in total hash rate capacity in Q1 2023 is expected to be delayed. Well, that's probably because of this. If they can get the repairs done fast enough, well, maybe they can get it done still. But we'll see. And I think that was it. Yep. Okay, so overall, great growth for them even in January. Let's take a look at the numbers I have for them. And they are right, let's see here, right there. So Riot currently has approximately 167 million shares outstanding. Stock price is $6.60. Market cap is at 1.1 billion right now. And Current hash rate 9.7, future hash rate 12.5. So they're about 77% operational. They still have about 30% growth left in them, which isn't too bad. And Bitcoin hodl position is 6,978. That's valued at about 162 million right now. Bitcoin goes up in value. That's going to increase as well. And you can also see here that their BTC production has been increasing quite nicely here ever since September as well. For some reason, September seems to be a common theme here. So they had 355 BTC mined in September, 509 in October, 521 in November, and December was 659, and now 740 in January. So very, very, very nice growth here. Love seeing that. BTC per exahash efficiency-wise, they've been pretty static too. Well, I wouldn't say static, but pretty consistent here ever since August. September was a little bit of a low here. October was 73. November was back down to 67 in December, now 79 in January. So a nice little bit of an increase here as well. So that just means that they were mining for more days than regular. And as far as their revenue for the month is concerned, it looks like they brought in about $14.9 million in revenue based on the 740 BTC mined. They sold 714, I'm showing here, based on the numbers that I've been tracking. They said 700, I think 710 or something like that they sold. So we're pretty close to that. And the miners that got installed this month were these, looks like, let me see here, which ones did we get installed here? January, let's see here. Did I miss something? What did I miss? Okay, we're back. So my goof, they were at 9.7 in December also. Really no growth in January here since they're still at 9.7. Okay, so that's kind of where we are at right now. And let's see here. It is an increase of 40% in revenue-wise from December to January for them. So that's a good increase there. And then institutions, as far as that's concerned, that decreased a little bit here to 320 from 321. Also shares went down to 559 million from 61 million. And percentage owned went down a little bit to 35.75 from 36.49. And then we have some also changes here in the analyst ratings. So we have 2 strong buy ratings instead of 3, and then 8 buy ratings instead of 7, and 1 hold. And price target went down a little bit here to $13 from $15, average $9.53 from $9.94, and the low to $5 from $6. So a little bit of a decrease here. But looking at what we do have for them, it looks like, let me see here. We have them currently at, let's see here. Well, I have them at 51 million possibly for this quarter that we're in right now. Previous quarter was 30 million. That's an estimate on that one. And then for the 3 quarters, we're looking at about 98 million. So total would be about 149 million in change. If we were using the 50% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at $8.95. And then 75% net income from gross revenue, looking at $13.42 on the stock. Now, given if Bitcoin goes up in price, we could easily see them getting a PE multiple of higher than 20. You know, you could go 25, where you're 11.18 to 16.17, and then we could even get 30 to 13.42 to $20.13, and even higher potentially like last bull run where they were, I think, trading like a PE of 35 or close to 40 even. So we'll see how that plays out with this bull run. But overall, pretty good growth by them. They got a little bit more efficient here in January instead of installing miners. That was on me. I thought they installed more miners, but they didn't. So that gave them to be a little bit more efficient as well. So overall, great job by them growing this past year and into this year as well. They're going to be pretty much stepped out here at the end of possibly this quarter, early next quarter. And then we'll see where they're going to be growing going forward. So that is it. Let me know if you guys are invested in them, if you're not invested in them, if you guys are looking to invest in them or not. But overall, like I said, Core Scientific is the biggest one in the space right now. With them going through bankruptcy, we'll see how they get out of it. Riot blockchain is the next one in line, followed along with Marathon. Marathon can get all their miners installed as well. So we'll see what happens there. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, the spreadsheet is available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there for their continued support. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.